share a little bit about who Peter is. Peter Diamandis is the chairman and CEO of the X Prize Foundation. He's the co-founder and executive chairman of Singularity University that he co-founded with Ray Kurzweil. He's the founder of more than a dozen space and high-tech companies, including Zero Gravity Corporation, Space Adventures, and the Rocket Racing League. He's also founder of International Space University. Peter Diamandis attended MIT, where he received degrees in molecular biology and aerospace engineering, and Harvard Medical School, where he received his medical degree. He's the winner of dozens of awards, including the Robert H. Heinlein Award, the Neil Armstrong Award, the Arthur C. Clarke Innovation Award, the Economist No Boundaries Innovation Award, and the Charles A. Lindbergh Award. Peter Diamandis' personal motto is, "The best way to predict the future is to create it yourself." And that's what you're going to discover how to do. And Peter's the best guy to learn it from. This program came as a result of the best-selling New York Times book, Abundance, that he wrote with Stephen Kotler. And it's an incredible book, and so many people learned and discovered so much about how the future really is getting better than what's ever portrayed on the media and what most people talk about. And they wanted to find out, Peter, what are the latest things, and how do we actually do what it is you talk about in the book Abundance? In the first session, you're going to discover the 8 exponential technologies that are creating the next billion-dollar companies. You're going to discover things like robotics and biotech and digital medicine and 3D printing and digital manufacturing, artificial intelligence, sensors and networks, infinite computing and cloud computing, and so much more. He's going to share with you how he created an incentive competition that drove $100 million in research, 10 billion media impressions, and not only made his dreams of private space travel come true, but also the plan and path and recipe so that you can do it too. He's going to share with you how to get the smartest people in the world to work for you for free. He's going to share with you how to turn your boldest dreams into reality. You're going to discover how to create an abundance of innovation in your life and your company, and how to take advantage of exponential innovation today in your home and your business. There's so much that you're going to get out of this program. It very well may be one of the most valuable and useful audio programs and systems that you've ever gone through. And so with great pleasure, I want to introduce to you now Dr. Peter Diamandis.
Welcome. My name's Peter Diamandis, and I'm pleased and honored to be sharing with you the tools and techniques I've learned to really build bold and large companies, organizations to make your dreams come true, and in the process to change the world. Now, we're going to share how I did this with, frankly, very little capital and very little resources, but the challenge, if you would, to make everything I desire in the world happen, and the patience to pull it off over time. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please pay attention. Put away your Facebook accounts, your cell phone, and pull out a piece of paper and a pen to take some notes. I'll be challenging you along the way to figure out how this applies to yourself, your life, your business. I spent a decade in school getting a 6-pack of degrees from MIT and Harvard to really make my dreams of spaceflight happen. And while I learned a lot, I used very little of what I learned in school and most of what I learned along the way in building my companies, because ultimately I reapplied what works over and over again. Now, I don't want to brag, but I do want to share the perspective of some of the things I've done in life that I hope will convince you that these are tools and techniques that work. First of all, I've started something called the International Space University, which is located in Strasbourg, France. It's the premier university for the study of space, and I started that while I was actually in grad school. Since then, I've started a second university called Singularity University, which is partnered with Google and Autodesk and Nokia and Cisco and Genentech, and it's the top university for the study of exponential technologies. And really, creating a university this day and age is something that doesn't happen every day. But I want to share with you how I did that. I've started an organization called the X Prize Foundation that has generated multiple $10 million prizes that have launched billion-dollar industries. And again, I did that with little capital and no training from anybody else. I've started companies called Zero G. We've taken people into weightlessness. I took Stephen Hawking, the expert in gravity, up into zero gravity, and that was an extraordinary experience. It took me 10 years to build that company against so many different barriers, but ultimately I was able to pull that off. A company called Space Adventures that takes people to the